We're ready. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Jubilee Place. It feels not too long ago that we had a concert. And here we are again tonight to enjoy our students' music. We hope that you will leave tonight filled with the contagious energy and joy of our students. Many thanks to Mr. Reimer and to Mr. Klassen for all of their work to put together this night of music with all of our students here. Thank you for joining us. It is wonderful to be back together in person as community. One of the things that we do at MBCI, well, I guess I have to say pre-pandemic and haven't done in a while, is staff recognitions. And while we normally do these in fall for recognition of years of service to our school, tonight we have a special opportunity to honor Mr. Tim Taves, who you probably know. Yes? And so we look forward to doing that together with you here in person. It is fitting that we do that this evening at our spring concert with a full house together with our students and our community. Also special this evening, I want to honor and mention our grade 12s. This is their final call, so to speak. And that's always a very special and meaningful evening. And that might find you at the end of your MBCI concert circuit. But we do hope you will continue to return and to share in music with us. And we also honor grade 9 and 12 music awards tonight. So it is a full concert. Please join me in prayer as we begin our evening of music and community together. Gracious God, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for the opportunity and the privilege to be together. We thank you for our students, for their love of music, for the energy that they bring, for the risks that they take, and for the opportunity that we have to see them grow. May we have an evening this evening that honors you in our music making, and we want to thank you for the opportunity we have to make sure that we say thanks and give special honoring to those that have made such a difference in the life of MBCI. God, we thank you for your abundant grace for each one of us and ask your blessing upon our time together. Amen.
All right. Welcome, everyone. It's so nice to have you all here. For anyone who doesn't know me yet, I'm Scott Reimer, Mr. Reimer, the new choir teacher. This next year, it's not private. Grade 5s, I'm going to invite you up as soon as the grade 7s are out of the way. Might not be news, or perhaps it's news to you, but we're looking at doing a musical again next year. And so partly with that in mind, I thought it would be a great way to finish the year, a good singing year, with a bunch of tunes that are well known from musical theater shows. So that first one, if you didn't recognize it, Seize the Day from a show called Newsies. Yeah. And then this next one, even more famous show, in fact, the most famous show. Looked it up, it's number 1 on the all-time Broadway, I think, grossing, so yeah. You'll probably know it, I'm guessing.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. No passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, 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 Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase, wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Just zipping right along here. Give it up for the grade 5s. Yeah. Grade 8s, come on up. Come on up, grade 8s. So you all know that we have grade 5 this year, which is exciting. And if you didn't, then you showed up and you're like, oh, MBCI is grade 5s. How about that? We have grade 5s, yeah. And they're awesome. So that was them. They've been a joy to work with all year. Really, really great. Had a great time with that tune. This next one, we're going more recent than Lion King. It's made famous in Shrek, and well-known kind of, I guess, rock pop song. So enjoy this one.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else but not for me. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. Ooh, I could leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a giving thing, but the more I gave, the less I got. I got rain, and I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. Ooh, I couldn't leave her if I tried. Saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe.
As the sixes make their way up, I thought it would be fun when I was picking music to choose a bunch of songs from musical theater, and then there'd be a prize. You would all have to guess which one is from the show we're doing next year, and then there'd be a prize for the winner. But then I was like, wait a second, we haven't chosen which one we're doing yet. So it's like, that won't work very well. But anyway, this next one kind of draws from a few shows, two really known ones, one that definitely won't be the show we do next year. Sorry, I hope I can spoil that one. But Beauty and the Beast was just done a couple of years ago, so we won't be doing that one. But this next one includes Be Our Guest, and it's also got Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So have fun with this one. Grade sixes.
Oh, Miss, this is France, and the dinner here is never second best. Go on and fold your menu, take a glance, and then you'll be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest. Speak ragout, cheese soufflé, pie and pudding en flambé. We'll prepare and serve with flair a culinary cabaret. You're alone and you're scared, but the banquet's all prepared. No one's gloomy or complaining while the flower's entertaining. We tell jokes, I do tricks with my fellow candlesticks, and it's all in perfect taste that you can bet. Go on and lift your glass, you've won your own free pass to be our guest. Be our guest, be our guest, please be our guest. Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lad. Me father gave me no such week and told me I was bad. But then one day I learned a word that's in my aching nose. The biggest word you ever heard, and this is how it goes. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. 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 It's a small, small world. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small, small world. Course by course, one by one, till you shout, enough, I'm done. Then they'll sing you off to sleep as you digest. Do not jump from your feet up with one novel seat up. Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. Please be our guest.
All right, I'm going to invite the junior vocal jazz up. So this was a bit of a one thing kind of lingering strange thing about this year was that we did have semestered high school courses. So if you're wondering, where's the senior concert choir? That's why. They were in the first semester, so you got to see them on the live stream for the first 2 shows this year. And we look forward to having senior concert choir next year again. But for this show, it was very nice to get the junior vocal jazz going again this year in the second semester, grade 8s and 9s, and also chamber singers, who you're going to see next as well. So this next tune is from, well, if you're a purist, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't call it a musical theater show specifically, but this is the one that it's like, oh, we're doing this song, and everyone's like, wow, so excited. So, from The Greatest Showman, I think it's yeah, very exciting. So, this one's A Million Dreams. Enjoy the junior vocal jazz.
Check.
Check.
Good.
Check. 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 Check.
that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Ooh.
Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile
On a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
a million dreams.
I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
And we'll get Chamber up here right away. Come on up. This next one, a bit of a lesser known show. I suppose I could also say that this one we're not going to do next year because I don't even think it's available. But perhaps you've heard of it. Dear Evan Hansen is the show. Yeah, and this is a really, really heartfelt piece. It's actually quite interesting for me. I will share a little personal story. I was at Garden City Collegiate teaching the choral program with some colleagues for 4 years. And this actually happens to be the very last song that I directed while I was there. And so I thought, when I had the idea, oh, we should do this You'll Be Found song, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. First year here. Not quite the first song, but close. So anyway, You Will Be Found.
Check. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, as you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
There's a place where you don't have to feel unknown. Every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
If you only say the word from across the silence,
Your voice is heard. Oh,
someone will come running
oh,
to take you home.
take you home,
To take you home.
take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, so reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found.
You will be found.
Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new. We're filling up the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new. All is new. You are not alone. 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 You are not found. You will be
Okay, moving away from musical theater for our final vocal song of the night. We learned this tune, we had a little collaboration afternoon, chamber singers and junior vocal jazz had a collaboration workshop with Westgate and Linden Christian Choirs about a month ago, and we loved this tune that we got to sing there, brought it back here, added the grade 8 choir to it just to beef things up a little, and yeah. It's a well-known tune that's kind of mashed together with actually this hymn, this song that's like 1,000 years old from Armenia, I believe, is the verse part. So it's a mashup of kind of two things. You'll recognize the first one. I don't think you'll recognize the second one, but let me know if you do. Enjoy it. True Light. as all of y'all get going on the changeover, I just want to make a nice little shout out to the band. We had Annika Ants there on the bass until this song, and then Zach Carrier jumped in. Simon Ents on the guitar, Miles Gunther Horman on the drums, and Ms. Amanda Homchuk on the piano. Yeah. So we'll get changed over for band, and we'll get right back to it. If you need to, this is a nice time to stand for a minute. Don't go anywhere. We'll try to get back to it right away.
Mr. Taves was able to see the talent in all the students that came through choir and was always encouraging and friendly in how he helped us to grow and nurture our musical gifts.
It's hard to pick just one favorite thing or best memory about Mr. Taves from my 7 years in the MBCI choral program. Through every memory, there was a choir director that was musical and kind, funny and thoughtful, and above all, devoted to his choirs. He passed on to me a love of teaching music and strengthened and encouraged my passion for singing. I teach my choirs things that I learned from him.
Mr. Taves created a space at MBCI that encouraged me to go from a kid who liked to sing in private to a kid who loved to share a joy of singing with everyone. From musical chorus member to choir singer to chamber singer to major general, he fostered a love of singing that made me confident enough to finally belt out the high notes. I'm still singing in choirs, and I hope I always will be. Thank you so much, Mr. Taves.
While I don't remember specifics, as a whole, I can confidently say that I'm a better and stronger singer because of Mr. Taves and his direction of the concert choir and the chamber singers. I sing on a daily basis as a Ukrainian Catholic priest, and thanks to Mr. Taves, I am able to deliver beautiful prayer and worship to God each and every time that I pray. Thank you, Mr. Taves, and God bless.
My time at MBCI was shaped profoundly by the choral program under Mr. Taves. Whether it was learning challenging and beautiful music in choir and chamber choir, or going on fantastic tours and bonding over singing Hey Jude with everyone a million times in Texas, or putting together wonderful musicals, Mr. Taves brought both his passion for good music making along with his genuine care for his students. Thank you so very much for such wonderful memories, Mr. Taves.
Congratulations on such a long and meaningful musical career at MBCI. It seems like only yesterday we were singing in concert choir and chamber choir with you.
You were a great teacher and choral director and sent us off into lives of music making in a variety of ways.
Thanks for being a conductor who cared. We wish you much joy and much music in whatever the next season of life has in store.
The years I spent in Mr. Taves' choirs played a crucial role in developing me as a musician and as an individual. One thing in particular that I appreciated about Mr. Taves is that he always encouraged us students to take leadership over the music we were creating, which was important in our development as choral singers and leaders. Because of Mr. Taves and the positive experiences I had in his choirs, choral music continues to play a large role in my life beyond high school. Thank you for everything, Mr. Taves.
Thank you for the time that you spent working on me as an individual, a person, a singer. I spent a lot of time in that choir room at MBCI. More time there than any other room. Musical was something unlike anything I've ever been a part of. Fiddler on the Roof was an incredible experience. As were our music tours, Toronto, Boston, New York, Texas. Some of the best memories. Been coaching hockey the past 10 years and we've gone on some big trips ourselves. The itineraries that I've been able to make, following your mold, something to be proud of. All the best to you going forward, and congratulations on 29 incredible years.
A lot of things changed throughout high school, but my time in Mr. Taves' classroom was not one of them. It was a steady, constant singing in choir through all my years there, and I appreciated so many things about my time in his classroom. One of the things I maybe didn't appreciate as much at the time, but really do now, is that he taught that attention to detail in art and performance really, really matters. Talent and passion are one thing, but it is really about discipline and paying attention to the fine details that can elevate something to the next level. What I always appreciated was that when the choir got it right, or when you got it right, he would really let you know. Like, he would just revel in it, in that something had been done in such a way that either transported the listener or elevated the material. I think some of my favorite moments in high school were in his classroom or on stage when we'd finish doing something and all of the details and all the little notes would have added up and been taken to heart, and the end result was that he would kind of just sit back and he would get this smile on his face, and you knew, like, oh yeah, we did it right. I treasure a lot of those memories.
So we'd like to call up Mr. Taves right now. Where is Mr. Taves? Where is Mr. Taves? There's Mr. Taves. So, Mr. Taves, we'll make this very brief. We have some flowers and some cards from the current students because they didn't get to participate in the video. And we're giving you and Carol 2 of the Jubilee Place seats with your nameplate on it. We've picked them out. It's row 12, seat 29 and 30. And fittingly, right next to there's a nameplate with a Bible scripture verse from 1 Timothy. So I figured, okay, that would work really well. You're the 3rd Timothy, I guess. Anyway, and so Mr. Taves, you have taught us so much, and I owe a great deal of debt to you for everything that I've learned from you. I would not be able to do what I'm doing without having learned from the Master. So thank you so much, Mr. Taves, for 29 incredible years, and you're still here. Let's give it up for Mr. Taves. From New Orleans, Basin Street Blues. Okay, we now jump ahead in time to the swing era, and this is a tune called Fat Cat. We're going to get the senior jazz band up, and they are going to play the world's oldest written down blues tune, St. Louis Blues. We'll be back in a minute. And we'll be back with the grade 6 concert band in just a moment. So we're doing a lot of medleys this evening, but I guess you get 3 for the price of 1, or in this next case, 9 for the price of 1. Now, we're Canadians. We don't know a lot of marches. We don't play them all the time. At the honor band concert on Saturday night, where we had one of our own students playing, and this was the first in-concert, live concert honor band in a couple of years. And Julian Evan in grade 7 was playing on the tenor saxophone section. Yes. And another connection, the conductor of the intermediate honor band is Mr. Reimer's father-in-law, Eric Marshall. And he said, we're going to end the concert with a march, because that's what we're supposed to do. And I think he meant it. And I was thinking, okay, we might we might put a march in the middle of the concert, but we're going to actually put 9 marches together. The whole thing takes about 2.5 minutes, so blink and you miss it. But the names of the marches are in the program, and you might know some of them. And if you've ever watched a football game from down south, you probably will have heard them many times. So this is called March, Bits, and Pieces. We'll do a brief transition with the intermediate concert band, which is the grade 8s and grade 9s, and some more Disney. You'll find composers such as J.S. Bach, Tchaikovsky, Mussorgsky. These composers would have been very perplexed to find out that they are working for the Disney Corporation. But that's exactly what happened in 1955. A lot of this music that we're about to play was well known, but not as well known as it became after Fantasia came out in 1955 with Leopold Stokowski conducting dancing hippos and ostriches and all kinds of animations. And this music kind of popularized a lot of the classical tunes that were in it, everything from Toccata and Fugue in D minor, which you're going to hear about 2 seconds of, and then a whole bunch of other tunes after that. So this is Fantasia, themes from Disney's Fantasia, written by some composers that are all dead.
All right. So we've come to that point in the night where we have one song left. But before we get to that song, we have something important to get to. And that is thank yous. Thank you so much. We want to extend a huge thank you to Miguel and Aaron Carrasco for all they've done for our live stream this year. Those of you who had the pleasure of watching our fall concert live stream will recognize the quality increase since the Carrascos started to help us. So thank you so much to them. Thanks very much to Max Wiebe for working the sound and the light. Thank you so much to our administration, Ms. Buller, Ms. Boise, etc., for all of their support of this program and everything that we get to do with these students. Thanks to the students, of course. Big, huge thanks to the students. We hope that you enjoy making music as much as we do. That's our biggest hope, is that you enjoy it as much as we do. And it's a great time. And then I think finally, right here, this guy, Mr. Klassen. So much work in making these concerts happen. And I'm so sorry if I missed someone, but thank you finally to all the parents and family and community members who support these kids in what they do, in their musical development, in their just development and learning here at MBCI in general, but especially as it relates to music. Thank you so much for your support, for coming to the concerts, for encouraging your kid to practice and go over their music and be better tomorrow than they were today. So thank you so much for all of your support. And I think students, you could help me with thanking your parents. Now, each spring, our music program, and this is my first time, so I'm very happy to be a part of this, but recognizes 6th grade 9 students and 6th grade 12 students with MBCI Music Awards. The award process begins with all MBCI students given a voice in the selection process through peer nomination. So all of the award nominees have been nominated by their peers. Students in any grade can nominate up to 6 students in each of those grades, grade 9 and grade 12. And all students, 5 to 12, get to nominate. Students are asked to give a rationale for their choices, detailing on how the nominees excel in one of, or several in most cases, and actually all in some cases, of these criteria. Number 1, how they use their musical gifts to glorify God and how they encourage others to do so. How they show exemplary participation in music classes, how they demonstrate superior musicianship, how they show positive leadership and citizenship at our school, how they show a willingness to help and work together with others in music, how their participation in co-curricular music ensembles, many of which you've heard tonight, their participation in music ministry at church, and their participation in music activities outside of MBCI. So all of these criteria we take into account. Students, as they nominate, are encouraged to think about these areas. So students in every grade participated in the process this year, giving us a list of many students to choose from. Those nominees and their contributions were discussed at length by the two of us to determine our recipients for this year. Over their time at MBCI, these nominees have shown themselves to be leaders in our ensembles: concert band, concert choir, jazz band, vocal jazz, chamber singers. Some were in the cast, pit orchestra, or on the production team of our school's musical productions of Oliver 3 years ago, and even Willy Wonka 5 years ago. Many have organized and participated in talent chapels and worship bands, and served in music on Stuco or LOL. They share their musical gifts in church. Some have received province-wide recognition for leadership in music and have participated in the Manitoba Band Association's Junior Band Summer Camp. They volunteered repeatedly at the Manitoba Music Conference and performed at MBCI's benefit dinner. Several take private lessons on top of what they do here, sometimes on multiple instruments They teach private lessons and volunteer to perform with other ensembles at MBCI, and you've seen a number of students doing that tonight as well, in the bands as well. You might not notice them, but they're kind of popping in and out, and they're helping out with the bands as well. They are consistently on time for rehearsals and make a big impact in their ensembles. They are always looking for extra ways to help and serve others. In short, they are invaluable to our school's music program and to the larger community. Each one of our music students is valued, as the success of a group, an ensemble, depends on the contributions of all members, each member. But today we want to honor 6th grade 9s and 6th grade 12s, nominated by their peers and chosen by their teachers from among many worthy candidates. Recognizing you publicly is to affirm what it is that we value. You are role models who have put back into our school many times over what you have received in musical enrichment and service. Mr. Klassen and I would like to present the following recipients, starting with the grade 9s. So please come to the front of the stage to receive your award. And I'll read all 6 names and then we can have our applause. Ella Schmidt, Hannah Sidhu, Yelena Knezik, Levi Thiessen, McKenna Spear, and Micah Entz. Come on up. Awesome. And now for our grade 12s. And again, this is not just from this year for the 9s or the 12s. This is based on their contributions over the years as well. So, our grade 12 recipients of this year's MBCI Music Awards. Annika Entz, Inara Kuster, Isaac Falk, Jordan Stevens, Kiana Johnson, and Ryan Chimnowski. Come on up.
I know it's past my bedtime. So we have one more number. There's about 55 students on stage. This is the largest instrumental ensemble you have seen on this stage in 2.5 years. COVID, you know. And we're going to play a 2 and change tune. So that's about 2.5 seconds per student if you add it up. And this is a tune called You Can't Stop the Beat, and this is from a musical about hair products. So, we're going to say goodbye to the people on live stream if they're still awake. And thank you very much for watching this online. For the students,